All of the things that I've mentioning are all tools, but really it's also having a dream and wanting to hit that dream that will push you and bring you closer to whatever you want to get. I wasn't as knowledgeable in investing as to what I know right now. All of the things that I know, I gained also through experience. But at that time, it was my dream, it was my goal, it was what I wanted to achieve that pushed me to not spend. I want to share that I did when I started out that helped me start to save money also, because we talk a lot about investing, we talk a lot about growing what you have or creating extra sources of income, but the strength of you having more that you can actually invest also is by learning how to save. And it's also a reality that some of you or a lot of people who are watching have jobs, which actually limits also what you could actually invest. I encourage you get as much streams of income as possible. If you are not yet at that position that you don't know what side hustle to make yet, you don't know what business to actually start, how can you create those extra streams of income? One of the best things that you could do is start to save. So one of the first things that I did also when I was starting out, I was very specific on having a budget. And I made a lot of videos already on making budgets, but as you all know, a budget is a written plan, how you're about to go with your spending. I put a specific amount on a monthly basis that I would save no matter what happened. So I made a conscious decision that I would not spend more than it. If I remembered it properly, my budget for clothes was around, I think, 1,000 or 1,500 pesos. Just to give you context also, since I was a fresh grad in my line of work, we needed corporate clothes. I had to also spend money to be able to buy clothes that I would wear for the office. But I made sure that I stuck to whatever budget that I had, and there wasn't any allocations for eating out much or even going on vacations. I just had an allowance that I would spend for myself. If I'd buy groceries, if I would eat out and some transportation costs, I had to make sure that it would fit. I became more creative also in the way I did it. I had a neighbor who was going to almost the same place where I worked. Since it was pretty much along the way, I would wake up massively earlier so that I could ride with that person, so that I would not spend money anymore on travel. And I would eat breakfast at home. I would also have a baon going to where I would work so that I would not have to spend lunch out also, which was a very large cost. And that actually helped me stick to the budget that I had. And I was very strict that this amount of money that I wanted to save, I think it was about 1,000 or 1,500 pesos every month. I tried to make sure that I had that I followed that I would not violate that. My dream, my goal of having savings was more important to me than not following my budget. And to be honest, it's not really that easy. It's hard when all of your friends, you like spending, going to travels, going to trips, buying the latest gadgets. And I felt that. My dream, my goal, what I wanted to achieve was bigger. That's what allowed me, and that's what pushed me to continue to pursue it, even if it was harder, even if I had to sacrifice, even if everyone was going out and I was the one not doing it and not enjoying. I would be called also a KJ at that time, but it's okay. It's okay to exercise delayed gratification if it brings you closer to whatever dreams that you could possibly have. The next thing that I did was I made it hard for me to withdraw money, and I was very disciplined of separating accounts. Every time I had a salary, that specific amount that I wanted to save, I would deposit it in a passbook account on another bank that I didn't have any online access to. And that was 2006. Online banking really wasn't as big as where we have it right now. I made it so hard for me to withdraw. I separated what I used for spending versus what I would use also for my saving, and that reduced the temptation for me to be able to actually spend. And that's what I want to encourage you on. It's easy right now. There's a lot of technology that will allow you to be able to budget, but not just that. There's a lot of things that you can do to segregate your money so that you don't actually spend it. All of the things that I'm mentioning are all tools, but really it's also having a dream and wanting to hit that dream that will push you and bring you closer to whatever you want to get. I wasn't as knowledgeable in investing as to what I know right now. All of the things that I know, I gained also through experience. But at that time, it was my dream, it was my goal, it was what I wanted to achieve that pushed me to not spend, to do something that was also contrary. Write everything down, make a budget for it, stick to it, try to be creative so that you don't spend more, so that you get to stick to your budget, but also create mechanisms so that you don't really touch it. Create a separate account, and then every time you have money, you transfer it there. I would always talk about being patient. When you're also patient, what's interesting about that is this. Over time, as you're an employee, you'll get promoted. Every time I would get extra, I was already thinking that I would just try to live off with the same lifestyle that I have, and everything that I would get extra, I would just save that. And I was thinking about that already for the long term, that every time there would be an increase in my income, I would make sure that it goes to my savings first. My priority was saving, my priority was building a base, my priority was having cash that I could actually store and actually use, so that it would give me the flexibility for later on. And as I started to do that, that's where I realized also that I needed to create extra sources of income, because that's where I had the ability to be able to save more. People always say or always think that you need to have a lot of money to be able to save. You need to earn a lot of money so that you can save. If the extra sources of income is not there, or if the cash flow is not there yet, the best thing that you could ever do is to manage what you have. That if you're faithful with little, you will be faithful with much. If you know how to handle the small things, it would be easy for you also to manage when more things come your way. It would be easy for you to manage when you start getting more, earning more, and when you start scaling it up. Because the skills for you to be able to save and manage small amounts, when you get more money, that larger amount of money won't destroy you. And I've seen so many people also who didn't have the right mindset in saving and budgeting, and when they started to get promoted, when they started to earn more, they started to spend more, and having more money actually didn't help them, and having more money actually caused them to actually go into debt also. And I've seen a lot of people not do well financially when they started to earn more, because finance and money is not about how you earn, but how you manage it and what you do when it comes your way. And I want to encourage you, no matter where you are in life, if you believe that you haven't been saving well, regardless if you're earning a lot of money or you're not earning a lot of money, try it, do it, dedicate a specific amount, because it can be done, and you need savings to protect you and propel you. We're living in times where there's a lot of uncertainty, but also we're living in times that there's a lot of opportunity. And for you to be able to do that is to save. I hope that those tips were very helpful to you. I hope that it has given you insight, also information to be able to navigate this time and scenario where we are at right now. I guess that's it for now. Like, share, subscribe. If you guys have any questions, put it down below and I'll try to make videos on top of that as well. So that's it. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. God bless you all.